Hello, good day to you, Andy and Andy Wright Travel. Here's a very, very annoying story that made me exceedingly angry. Disabled woman was humiliated. The pilot tells passengers that the wheelchair is the reason for the delay. We're as disabled people, we are very self-conscious about not making an issue of everything, and certainly there was a time in Bristol Airport that we had wheelchair services, and it was one of those ones where they used the lift on the outside of the plane. It's not the gantry. Of course, everybody else was going up the steps. We were pushed onto the tarmac just below the aircraft. You could actually see the pilot look up, and you could see the pilot and everybody in the windows were looking down. They had a problem with the lift. They had two lifts and one was broke, and the one that was not broke was being used, so they had to wait for it to come over before we could board. Embarrassingly, we were looking up at the pilot and the pilot was looking down at us, and we really got the embarrassing feeling that they were like, oh my God, what are they doing down there? Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, get on the bloody plate. Obviously, in that case, I don't know what was said because I wasn't in the plane. But in this case, the woman obviously heard it. Humiliated. The reason for delay was because she was a wheelchair user. So, the story, independent. I don't know how much of this we're going to be able to read. So we'll have a go anyway. This was a Jet2 customer who was humiliated after a pilot repeatedly stated that her wheelchair was the cause of a flight delay. Oh, Bristol Airport. Haha. There you go. Geraldine Freeman was travelling from Bristol to the Canary Islands, Tenerife. Miss Freeman, who's based in Swindon, said that she was treated in a very undignified way during a journey that was embarrassing, uncomfortable, stressful and humiliating. She alleges that a cabin crew member said that in event of emergency they wouldn't be coming back for me, making her feel as though her life isn't as valuable as other customers. Miss Freeman has disabilities caused by thalidomide and uses an electric wheelchair to get around. She said the travel experience with Jet2 started when she arrived in Bristol Airport. I know the feeling. And was told that the crew would have to partly dismantle her wheelchair, something she says had never happened before. Very similar to experiences of me with my scooter. Then on boarding, she found the rest of the passengers already waiting on the aircraft. Also not typical, she says, as disabled passengers are usually boarded first. She said the crew had announced that the flight was delayed, at which time she could see her wheelchair out on the tarmac. Miss Freeman said the captain of the flight proceeded to make multiple announcements after loading of her wheelchair being the reason for the delay. During the safety announcement, she said cabin crew members made the comment about not being able to return for her in an emergency. I just didn't want to hear it, as if my life isn't as valuable as anybody else's. She called on disabled travellers to share their experiences of air travel. The service we've got now is appalling. We are treated dreadfully. We need lots of people to say enough is enough of this poor treatment that we're getting. She wants to see disabled people routinely boarded before other passengers so they can settle into the flight in comfort and privacy, as well as airlines adapting to wheelchair users in the plane cabin. That's another story for later. She's not asking for the world, she's just asking for equal treatment and respect. A Jet2 spokesman said, "We take matters such as this as extremely seriously and we have investigated as a matter of absolute urgency. Despite our teams doing everything they could, The reason for the delay was because the wheelchair was too large to fit in the aircraft hold without the headrest being folded first. As it had not been folded, an engineer assisted so that it could be done correctly before loading. We acknowledge our special assistant team should have more accurately noted the dimensions of the wheelchair, and this would have prevented any such delay. They offer sincere and profound apologies for, for what they called an isolated incident. Yeah, right. We recognise that this is not the experience our customers should expect when travelling with us. and there you go. A Bristol Airport spokesperson apologised for the adverse impression. Oh God. The thing about my story is that the problem with the lift, we actually emailed while we were away abroad. We were in Malta. So I emailed the Bristol Airport and I made a proper complaint about it. Anyway, we had this email back saying we sincerely apologise for the error and the problems that we've had, obviously explaining about the one lift that didn't work and the other one's broken, and one was being used, obviously. And we were assured that on our journey home, you know what I'm going to say, that there would be no issues. Of course, as you well can guess, there was. we were left on the plane for nearly an hour because obviously the other one was broken and the original one was back working, but it was being used by another plane. It was deemed to be more important, i.e. it was a Virgin flight, so they were obviously seen as being more important. So it didn't work, did it? Anyway, have a good day. That's it from me.